So today I want to talk about finding your best rate, okay? A lot of people want to know, I want the best rate. Everybody wants the best rate, right? When it comes to buying a home and shopping around for a lender or even shopping around for a house, everybody's on their phones, their computers, and they're trying to look like, where can I get the lowest interest rate? I'm going to tell you, okay? So you got banks, credit unions, and mortgage companies. They're everywhere. There's hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. You can Google, you can shop around, absolutely. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. When it comes to finding the lowest interest rate, a lot of times, a lot of lenders are going to throw on extra fees. So you're going to go, okay, best rate, lowest rate. You might call some lenders and go, hey, what's your interest rate? But you're not also saying, what's your interest rate and your fees? Where a lot of people go wrong is they're going to look for the lowest rate, but a lot of times lowest rate equals higher fees. Lenders have to make money, okay? It's not free money. So people go, low rate, but what are your fees? You got to ask both. So when you're shopping, I would check out a few mortgage companies. Okay, you can do it online. Most lenders now aren't going to have their rates on their website. Why? Because rates change daily. A lot of times rates change by the hour. So if you call a lender, let's say today at noon, what's your interest rate? What's your fees? And they tell you, and then you get busy, and then you wait till the next day or the following, and it's later in the week. Rates literally, since the election, have changed like 10 different times. If you're trying to compare lender to lender, and you're about to make an offer on a house, or you're already under contract, which you can actually shop and pick a lender all the way up until about, I'd say, a week or two before you're closing. People are like, gosh, is it too late? I got pre-approved with this lender, but now I heard rates dropped and I want to maybe get a better rate or better fees. So can I still shop around even though I'm under contract? Yes. You are not tied to a lender until the closing day when you sign the final note in the deed. So you literally can switch lenders a week before closing. I know, kind of crazy. Number one tip of advice. We just mentioned it. Shop the same day. Okay, you got to compare apples to apples. If you go Monday and then pick a call on a lender on Thursday, now you're shopping apples and bananas. Okay, completely different day. Rates could have changed. So you want to shop same day. That's the first advice. Second advice, call a bank, a mortgage company, and a credit union and get 3 or 4 different quotes. Why? It varies a lot. People go, well, if I'm doing like a VA loan, aren't the rates the same? No. Rates are different lender to lender because every lender out there has different overhead, has different pricing, and depending on how big or small they are, they have different pricing incentives because if they have big pools of loans, a lot of times they can offer a little bit better pricing because they can be a little bit leaner and meaner because they're making so much. When you're a smaller shop, sometimes those lenders have to make more just to stay alive. Does that make sense? And now lastly, you want to compare not only what's your rate, what are your fees, now what loan program should I do? I've gotten calls for years and years and years where literally this is the first sentence. Hey, yeah, I'm just calling you, Travis here. I'm trying to see what's your rates at? And I go, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. What's your name? Oh, my name's this. Okay, great. Awesome. Before I give you rates, okay, what type of loan are you going to do? And they go, well, I don't know. I think just like a conventional. And I'm like, well, have you been shopping around? Yeah. Well, do you know the difference between conventional and FHA? And they go, well, not really. Why? What about down payment assistance? And if they go, well, what's that? Okay, let's get into it. The difference between an FHA and a conventional loan sometimes is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in closing costs, okay? FHA has an extra fee called the FHA Upfront Mortgage Insurance Premium, the FHA funding fee, 1.75% of the loan amount that tacks onto your loan. So sometimes people will call and say, I'm looking to get an FHA loan. And I say, okay, well, why? And they might say, well, I don't know. I heard it's just good and it's what I need to do. And I say, what's your credit score? How much money are you putting down? A lot of times, after I've asked about 10, 15 different questions and we've dug deep, comparing which loan just not only changes the interest rate, it literally changes thousands of dollars in fees. So what's your rate might mean what's your rate, what's your fees, but what's the best loan program? That then will decide what should we go with you. And a lot of lenders are just going to go, oh, I'm at about this, so call me if you need me, bye. And they get you off the phone in like a minute or two. That's not a good lender. I want to know, okay, wait, how much money down? Because that might dictate, have you heard of buying out your mortgage insurance? And people are like, what's that? I never knew you could do that, because I thought I have to pay mortgage insurance if I'm not putting 20% down on conventional. And then we get into that conversation. And sometimes, this is another crazy one. If you're a veteran or active military member, some people have said, well, I'm not going to do VA because I heard it's just like a one-time thing. And I go, oh man, no, that's not true at all. And literally between a conventional and VA loan, sometimes the pricing that day on the interest rates, the VA 30-year fixed interest rate sometimes is 1% lower. So it's way more than what's your interest rate. There's a lot of questions that need to go involved, okay? A good lender will talk about, before you make an offer, let's ask the seller maybe to give you a seller credit on closing costs. Have you heard of a temporary buy down? And I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now, but you need to know these things. And you can always rewind this video if you forgot something I said. You need to know that value is in the questions. Value is in comparing. Value is not just what's your lowest rate. And at the end of the day, it's not just about, I want your business. Of course I want your business. Of course, right? It's how I pay the bills too. However, I'm in it for the people, and I'm in it to getting people the best information and the best answers and the best education. So I hope this video helps. If it does, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.